I want to keep going and keep on moving. I don't want to have to say hit the like button and hit the share button. So, you know, um, if you have your Bibles, go to the book of Luke. Go to the book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 1 and verse number 4. The power of number 8. The power of number 8. The power of number 8. That's what I've been talking about, and been stressing about this new beginning. I've been stressing about this new season that God is doing. I've been stressing about the new thing that God is doing, and in the power of number 8. And on last week we talked about God resetting some things in our favor, God shifting things in our favor. He's resetting some stuff in our life in our favor. And so that's what we talked about last week. And honestly, I want you to understand that God is doing something great as usual. He's doing something great. And I want you to make sure that you are tuning in and knowing that and just checking out what God is about to do. So we here, Luke chapter 19, and I'm gonna give you my text. I'm gonna give you my title on tonight. Luke chapter 19 starting at verse number 1, and I'm just gonna go all the way down to verse number 4. Then I'm gonna give you what God has given to me. I'm gonna give you the title of what God has given to me. Luke chapter 19. It reads like this. Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through. Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through. It says a man was there by the name of Zacchaeus. A man was there by the name of Zacchaeus. He was the chief tax collector and was wealthy. A man was there by the name of Zacchaeus. He was the chief tax collector and he was wealthy. Listen to me. He was wealthy. The Bible says this. He wanted to see who Jesus was. Oh my God. He wanted to see who Jesus was, but because he was short, because he was short, because he was short, my God, because he was short, he could not see over the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed. The Bible says, so he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore fig tree to see him, since Jesus, watch this, since Jesus was coming that way. He ran, the Bible says he ran to climb a tree since Jesus was coming that way. I want to teach on tonight from the power of the number 8. I want to teach on tonight a better view. A better view. Oh my God, a better view in this season. God said, I'm resetting some things in your life. He said, I'm resetting some stuff in your life. But when I reset it in your life, you're gonna have to understand, you're gonna have a better view in this season. You're gonna have to see it different. You're gonna have to see some things that's in your life. You're gonna have to see everything different. When I reset it in your life, you're gonna have to see it different. A better view. The things that you may be operating in right now, you're going to have to look at it different. The place that you in this season, you're going to have to look at it different in this season. You're going to have to look at it different in this season. A better view, a better view. Watch this, watch this. What you see in this season, what you may see in this season, what you see in this season, understand something. In this pandemic, it's going to shape it's going to shape the direction you're going in for the next level. This pandemic, what we see right now, even going through this election, even dealing with this president we have, even just dealing with the life in general, even just dealing with pain and suffering, what we're looking at right now, we have to understand that it's going to shape how we see our next level. It's going to shape how you see things on your next level. It's going to shape how you see things in your life. This what we're looking at right now, this season, everything that you see, everything that you're looking at is going to shape how you see things. And understand something, it's going to change your view. It's going to change your view, and it's also going to change the direction you're heading in. Listen to me, because now the way things have been set up. Like we see more racism right now in the world right now. We see more racism, and you looking at people like, well, I would have never expect them to come out like that. I would have never expect them to be like that. I would have never expect them to operate like that. God is saying in this season that you're going to see some stuff that is going to change your direction. It's going to change how you see people. It's going to change the direction you're heading in. Everything that you're looking at in this season, it's going to change how you see it, a better view. Understand something. You're going to have to understand, you're going to have to get a better view at what you're looking at in this season. Watch this here. The problem that we don't have a full picture of the direction we're heading in. Yeah, that's it. We don't have a full picture. We don't have a full picture of the direction we're heading in. A lot of times what we see with this pandemic, it just seems like the government can't get it right. It seems like the government can't figure out what they're doing. They don't have a full picture of what's going on with the pandemic. I didn't come to bore you on tonight about the pandemic, but I want you to understand something. God is shifting some things in this season. He's changing some things in this season, and you're going to have to know that you're going to have a better view of how you see it, because you don't want to get yourself put back or stuck in this same season at your next level. You don't want to be operating in the same place at your next level. And the problem is that you don't have a full picture. And I come to help you tonight to get a full picture of what God is trying to do, or the direction that God is trying to put us in, or take us to. In order for you to get a full picture, listen to me, in order for you to get a full picture, you may have to have a play. You may have to put yourself in a position where you tend to step back. My God, in order for you to get a full picture in what you're trying to see and what you're trying to get to into the place that you're trying to go, you may have to take the time in this season, just step back in this season, just to get a full understanding. I don't know about you, but sometimes I have to step back and just simply watch some stuff, just watch some things, just to see how things are playing out in this season. God said, I need you to step back. If you're gonna maintain your vision in this season, if you're gonna operate in your vision, step back in this season and just get a full view of how your vision is supposed to operate in this season. No, just step back and watch some things and watch how they play out in this season. He said, in order for you to get the full picture, you're going to have to step back. I stopped by to tell you, just step back for a season and then watch how God move in this season. Watch what he show you in this season. It's just like an artist. When an artist begins to start painting a picture, and he starts to paint this picture, when he paints this picture, he have to paint it to so precise, and every now and then he have to step back to get an understanding, just to show the picture, so the picture will come out to a place where you can understand it. And sometimes when you see this artist and he paint this picture, the moment you go to look at the picture or look at the design of the picture, you have to step back and get a different angle. You have to step back and look at it and get a different angle from a different view. Sometimes you have to move to the side of it. I'm a car person. I love cars. I love cars, and me when I see a car, it could be the same. I can see two cars. But because I see two cars, I could be around two of the exact same cars. But the thing about it, I have to step back just to see the vision just to see the view of the car, just to get the perfect angle, just to look at the car, just to look at it. And when I see the car, this car should make me say, I want a perfect vision of the car. I want to see how I can get the understanding of the car, of the picture. And sometimes when God gives you a vision, when he shows you a vision, the vision that he gives you, you ought to just step back every now and then just to get a clear view of the vision, just to say, God, I want to see what you're trying to show me. Just to say, the vision should make you want to think. The vision should make you see it, and you should want to think. You should see it different. That a clear view of it, a clear view of it. Watch this. Watch this, watch this. You have to understand something. When the artist is painting the picture and the design of it, and you looking at the angles and you trying to figure out how in the world did he come up with that design? How in the world did he come up with it? And you looking at this design and you trying to figure out, you have to understand, it is the view. It's the view. When you see the view of it, when you see how it look, the view of the picture, the way the artist paint the picture, and you say, how in the world is he doing this? What are you trying to tell me, Mr. Artist? What are you trying to tell me in this season? The view of the picture should get you excited. You have to understand. The view of the picture, just looking at the way he designed the picture, just looking at the way how he's taking the picture and he's putting it piece by piece. The view of the picture should get you excited. My God, the view of it. Sometimes it may not be about the time. It may not be about the time that you're in. It may not even be about the place that you're in. It's just the view of it. It's just the view. It's the view that understanding the view will change everything about your expectation and what you've been waiting for. Come on, Ronnie Bell. The view, just the view of it would change your expectation and what you've been waiting for in this season. Just the view, just to look at it. It could be any place, it could be any time, just to see the art, see what the artist was doing. I remember going to me and the wife, we often take trips. When we take trips, usually because of the pandemic in place, we can't take a trip in this season. Yes, indeed. I mean to shout out to the wife, and yeah, we just made 21 years in our anniversary, 21 years, and this is about the time we would take some trips. This is about the time we'd be overseas somewhere, or we down in Texas somewhere, we somewhere, and one of the views that we got to experience was when we went to Jamaica. And when we went to Jamaica, this view that we got to experience, this view was the ocean, and it looked like a cliff. And at this cliff, everybody was jumping off the cliff. They was on the cliff and they were jumping off. And I see people out there swimming. They out there in the water. The water is beautiful. They just out there jumping off the cliff. Here's what I'm looking at. Then I looked at another view. We went back and we come home. We go to Austin, and every now and then we go to Austin. This restaurant has almost a similar view. The view is the restaurant is sitting off the water and it has everything there, but here's the thing, they're not jumping off of it, and the water is not as pretty, it's not as clear as the view in Jamaica. You have to understand something. I've been to Austin several times and watched the view, and when I'm looking at the view, I like the view of it, but the view of it now is that it changed my expectation when I went to Austin. But when I went to Jamaica, it just raised the expectation what I was looking at from the picture. It raised the expectation what I've been seeing for a minute. The expectation that I had when I got to Jamaica, the water was just totally different. And what you have to realize when you're looking at the view should get you so excited. When you're looking at a picture, it should get you so excited that you've been waiting for this view. Oh my God. You waiting on this view, and it should get you so excited to the point that it changes your expectation. I don't know who I'm talking to, but you've been waiting on God to do something great in your life. You've been waiting on God to change what you've been sitting in to a whole new beginning. You've been waiting on God to do something great. You've been waiting for a minute. You've been waiting for a long time. Here's the thing, you heard about what God is doing, and you excited about what God is doing in this season. I don't know about you, but I'm excited about what God is doing. And I'm waiting on the new beginning. I'm waiting on the shift to change. I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on it. And here's what you have to realize. The view has an expectation that it should be so high in this season because you're waiting on it. You're waiting on the change. It's the change of the expectation. It's the change of my expectation and what I thought and what I heard about the view that has me excited about it. It's the change of it. Understand something. It's the change of it. When you, I don't know about you, but have you ever got to a place in your life where you just waited for something for so long, and the moment you got there, it changed everything about you? It was the view. It was the view. It raised your expectation. It raised your level of confidence. It raised everything about what God has showed you. It's the view of it. My God, I had a bad dad moment. I had this bad dad moment one year with my youngest daughter, with my baby girl. She was waiting for this concert. And we dropped her off at this festival. And as we was dropping her off at the festival, she was waiting for this concert. She began to say, Dad, this concert I'm waiting for. These people that I've been waiting for, I seen them on YouTube. I've been watching them on YouTube. I watched them over and over and over and over. But here's where the bad dad moment came in at. We drops her off. And I tell her I got one child in college and she's getting ready to start marching at a certain time. I got another child that she's younger and I'm dropping her off at the festival. But this child here is the game. They both in the same area. But I can't be at the same area at one time. I have to be at one area, and then I have to pick up this other child to make sure that because she's underage, shouldn't be out there. And I tell her, I said, look, I'm going to leave you here. But at this time, when I come back, you need to be ready. And she said, okay, I'm ready. I'll be ready. Lo and behold, I got back at this time. And I'm waiting because now I got to rush back. And keep in mind, I'm downtown Houston and I have to walk from one block to the next block. They're in the same area. And I have to walk from one block to the next block just to get to each child. And when I got there, I'm calling her and I'm saying, I'm ready. Let's go. And immediately she's saying, well, Dad, I can't leave because I got a good view. I've been waiting for this moment. They started late, but I've been waiting on them and I have a good view. She began to say, well, Dad, I can't just leave just yet. I'm saying you got to come on. You got to go because you're going to get both of us in trouble. The mom is looking for us and you're about to get both of us in trouble. And she said, well, Dad, I can't leave because if I leave, I'm going to move my spot. And when I leave this spot, I ain't going to have this view again. And you have to realize the expectation and the anticipation that she was looking for. The moment she got to that concert, she was ready because she was made her mind up that I got to get a good view. I got to find the best seat in the house because whatever this concert is about to happen, I want to make sure that this is the best view. I want to make sure that I'm in the best seat in the house. And she made her mind up that she had to get a good view. But because I'm being a parent, I messed up the expectation of what she was looking for. The moment she began to say, well, I got to do what I got to do. If I miss my spot, it's going to ruin my experience. And sometimes your view is your experience, what God is trying to do in your life. God said, I'm trying to get you to an expectation where your experience is at another level when you could depend on me and I change everything around for you in your life. Oh my God, do me a favor, hit the heart button or type in, I'm waiting on a different view. I need a better view. And her view of her expectation of what she was looking at when she got to the concert, and she realized that when she got at the seat of the concert, it changes her expectation. It changes how she felt about whoever she was seeing. It changes everything about it. And I want you to understand something. When you get a better view of what God is trying to show you in this season, it's going to change your expectation. When you get a better view of what God is showing you, it's going to change your expectation about who God is and what God can do in your life. Oh my God, come through, Ronnie Bell. You got to teach on tonight. I know I want you to understand something. What you see and how you see it changes your expectation. What you see and how you see it in this season, it changes your expectation. Watch this. Zacchaeus, I realized Zacchaeus, this man by the name of Zacchaeus, the Bible says that Zacchaeus was a short man, he was a tax collector, and he was wealthy. This is what the Bible says to you. He was a short man, he was a tax collector, and he was wealthy. Excuse me. That basically summed it up. He was short, he was a tax collector, and he was wealthy. In other words, he was a tax collector going around collecting taxes, and he got wealthy because he felt like he just overtaxed people. He was doing something rough. He was doing something bad anyway. Then because he was short, I guarantee you he had what I like to call short man syndromes, try to bully you, become a short man syndrome person and just try to bully you out of your situation. Zacchaeus was a tax collector. He was short and he was wealthy. That's what the Bible gave to us. That's what the Bible is saying. And here's what I need you to understand, because these things, this is what defined him. This is what defined Zacchaeus. He was a tax collector, he was wealthy, and he was short. This is what defined him. Understand something. Whatever may define you may be giving you a bad view. Oh my God. Whatever define you in this season, it may be giving you a bad view. That's why you got to be careful in this season, how you respond to things, how you respond to people, how you treat people in this season. You got to be careful how you see things in certain ways, because understand sometimes a bad view is an indication of what you've been taught or what you've seen. Oh my God, a bad view is an indication of what you've been taught and what you've seen. And that's what has happened to a lot of us. A lot of us have been in situations where it seems like we're operating and in the way we've been taught or what we have seen, and we're looking at the view of certain ways, and we're saying, well, that's just right. That's the way I know. That's the only way I've been taught. But God is saying in this season, that's not the way it's supposed to be. God is saying in this season, man, love your wife and never cheat on your wife. Love your wife till die. Love your wife. And you have to understand that God's saying, well, that's what's right. That's the view that but if you've been taught that a man should never get married, if you've been taught that every man is bad if every man that you meet is bad, if you've been taught that you should have a broke mindset, that you should squander all your money away, that's a bad view. That's what you've seen. God's saying this, but you have to understand a bad view is an indication of what you've been taught. And what he's basically saying in this season, you got to change your view. Zacchaeus was a short man. He was a short man. Yes, he was wealthy. Yes, he took the time to mess over people. That's who Zacchaeus was. Zacchaeus had some shortcomings. He was a short guy. I need you to realize, like many of us, we tend to come up short on some things. He was the type that came up short. This was Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus would come up short. They classified him as being a short guy. And sometimes, like I said, he may have a short man syndrome, where he felt like I could be a bully, or he's coming up short. That might have been that might have been the thing that's keeping him from reaching God in this season. The Bible says he was short. He was a short man, and he was a tax collector. He was short and he was a tax collector. In other words, here's what I like you to understand. He was only able to see on his level. He was only able to see on his level. See on his level. He was short. And Zacchaeus was only able to see what was on his level. He was only able to see the thing that he was able to see on his level. Watch this. If you take a giraffe and you take a turtle, a giraffe, watch this here, a giraffe can see up high. And the turtle, when he looks, a turtle sees what's in the grass. And sometimes many of us are eating what's on our level, and we can't see what's on the top level. Or a lot of times that when we eat, we're eating at this level like a turtle mindset. A lot of us are eating at a turtle mindset, a short mindset, and we're missing out on what God, on the giraffe, on what the giraffe have. See, the giraffe can get the oranges and the apples. The giraffe can reach up top and get the top, get the fruit at the top. But the turtle can only eat what's at the ground level. The turtle can only eat grass. And here's what I want you to understand. You're going to have to raise your view over your level in this season. You're going to have to raise your view over the level you're operating in this season. Oh my God. You're going to have to make sure that you raise your level and raise your level over the operation, over the place that you're operating in this season, in order for you to get a better view. Raise your level. That's the things. Raise your level in your marriage. Raise the level in your finances. Raise the level in with the expectation that you have. Raise the level. When you raise the level, you can get a better view of what you see in this season. When you raise the level, you can get a better view of how you treat people in this season. When you raise the level, oh my God, come through. When you raise the level in your life, when you raise the level in this season, you could get a better view how people see you. You could get a better view of how you're operating with your kids in this season. In other words, step up your expectation. My God, come through, Ronnie. You're going to have to step up the expectation. And when you step up the expectation in your life, you get a better view of how you see certain things. Unlike Zacchaeus, he was so short. He was short. And because he was short, he could only see what was on his level. He could only see what was there on his level. And sometimes some things may be blocking your vision. Some things may be blocking how you see God. Some things may be blocking how you operating and how you functioning in this season. Raise your level of expectation. Watch this. Zacchaeus heard. He heard that Jesus was coming in. I need y'all to understand something. When the last time, I know we can't have church, we having church online, but whenever the word is going through, whenever somebody is online and giving out the word, when you hear about the word, the question is, what are you doing when you hear the word? The Bible says this: he heard that Jesus was coming through, and he ran to go into a fig tree. He ran ahead to climb into a fig tree. He ran, listen to me, he ran ahead to climb into a sycamore tree. Understand something, a short man. He's short, but he climbing trees. Just because you have a dysfunction doesn't mean that you can't reach the level that God has for you. The Bible said he ran and he climbed a sycamore tree. Get this, a higher view requires a taller level. My God, a higher view requires a taller level. In other words, you're going to have to step up, or you're going to have to readjust the height of your expectation. Readjust the height of your expectation to experience the change in your view. Yes, my God. Readjust the height of your expectation to experience the change in your view. In other words, sometimes the level that you may be operating in, the level that you may be operating on, you may have to take a different route and go to a different expectation so you can experience that level. So that's the problem with a lot of us. Our expectation, we keep trying to experience the level that we're on, and we won't raise our expectation because we're afraid, or we thinking that because we're looking at what we've been taught in our life, and we feel like what we've been taught or what we have seen, we'd rather become comfortable in that situation. But God said, if you just raise your expectation, if you readjust the height of your expectation, how do you readjust the height of your expectation? You got to start believing and having faith. You got to start believing and trusting God for more. You got to start believing and trusting God for what? For more. Sometimes that means that you're going to have to step up and step out. You're going to have to step up and step out of the situation that's keeping you back in that place. God said, if I'm gonna reset favor into your life, you're gonna have to step up and step out of the thing that's causing you, that's holding you back. You're gonna have to step up and step out of it. That's what you have to understand. If I'm gonna change it to a new beginning, God said you're gonna have to step up. You're gonna have to readjust what you're doing. You're gonna have to readjust how you treating people. You have to readjust how you spending your finance. You're gonna have to readjust how you have faith in me. When you have to realize, God said, if you readjust the height, the expectation that you've been thinking about, the expectation that you thought that's supposed to be there. God said, when you raise your expectation, now you can eat like the giraffe. Now you can trust like the giraffe. Now you can have faith like the mustard seed. You're gonna have to readjust the height of your expectation. What I see at the bottom level, listen to me, what I may see at the bottom level can look smaller. When you're on the same level, it looks the same. It looks small. If you think of being small, if you're thinking that it's small, it looks smaller. It's going to look the same as where you at. Everything. That's why when you can look at someone that's next to you and y'all look the same. You look about the same. You can size up a person and you say, oh, I could take that person because you guys may look the same. But what you have to understand, what I see on the bottom level looks smaller. At the top level, when I get to the top level, everything shrinks. When I'm at the top level, it's going to get smaller than what you think it is. When I get to the top level, it starts to get smaller. I don't see eye to eye with certain things. That's why you have to readjust your height. That's why you have to know you're going to have to readjust the thing that God is telling you in your life. You have to readjust your faith in this season. You believe in God for something great. You're going to have to readjust your faith in this season. When you readjust the height of your expectation of faith goes to a whole nother level. But everything that you see at the top, when you're at the top, it becomes smaller at the bottom. Readjust your faith. The Bible says this, that when he got there, Zacchaeus ran and he went to the top of the tree. He got to the top of the tree and he climbed the tree. You have to understand, he had to climb. He had to climb to change his view to see greatness. The Bible said Jesus was coming through. Listen to me. When Jesus was coming through, and as he was coming through Jericho, I forgot to let you know that remember Jericho wall, as he was coming through Jericho, Zacchaeus ran and he climbed the tree for a better view of greatness. My God, I want you to understand something. When you're going to climb for a better view of greatness, make this your season in this pandemic. Readjust your height of your expectation and climb for a better view of greatness. When you make your mind up that you're going to climb for a better view of greatness, everything that God has for you got to come to you. Everything that God say that it's supposed to be, it's going to be in this season. Everything you've been trusting God for in this season, it's going to shift into your favor. It's going to reset in your favor. God said, when I'm declaring a new beginning in your life, it's going to change in your favor. But you're going to have to climb to the top for a better view of greatness. You're going to have to see greatness in this season. You have to know when he climbed the tree, immediately, the Bible said immediately Jesus saw him. Jesus saw him in this season. I stopped by to tell somebody, Jesus see you in this season. God sees you in this season. He knows that you may be going through. He knows that you may be crying. He knows that you may be having a heartache and pain, but I want you to know that God sees you in this season. When you make your mind up that you're going to climb to the top for a better view, you have to realize God sees you in this season. Immediately, the Bible said God sees sees Zacchaeus. He sees him. I stop by to tell you, do me a favor, type your name in a comment and say, God, see me in this season. Type your name in a comment and say, God, see me in this season. He's watching me in this season. I need you to understand. Put the hearts in the comment. Put the praying hands in the comment and say, God, see me in this season. I need you to realize God is watching you in this season. And he knows what you may be going through. He knows what you may be dealing with in this season. He sees you. He's watching you. He said, but just readjust your expectation of who I am. Readjust your expectation of what I am. Readjust your expectation of the way you see me. The way you see me, the way you've been taught, that's not who I am. He said, readjust it. God see you in this season. In order for you to get a better view in this season, oh my God, God see, he said, climb to the top. And when you start making your mind up and changing how you see me, I see you. I see you in this season. God said, I see you. A better view will change you. Understand that when you get a better view, it's going to change you. It's going to change how you see yourself. It's going to change how you operate with yourself. It's going to change how you your expectation about you. A better view changes you. But watch this. It's going to expose how people around you see you. Oh my God. The moment you start telling yourself, I am a child of God. The moment you start seeing yourself to be great. The moment you start seeing yourself to be first. The moment you start seeing yourself to be a child of God, God said it's going to expose some people around you. And it's going to expose how they see you. It's going to expose how they look at you. God said, I see you. But when you begin to change your view to a better view, it's going to expose some people. And some people going to get mad. The Bible said they started to get mad. They started talking about him. They started saying, well, how Jesus going to invite this man to the house? Jesus tells Zacchaeus, he says, Zacchaeus, I need you to come down, bro. Come down. I'm going to chill with you. I know you've been doing wrong. I know you've been selling. I know you've been doing bad. I know you've been stealing in this season. I know you've been treating people bad. Oh my God. I know you've been stepping out. I know you've been smoking. I know you've been contemplating suicide. He says, look, I see you in this season. I know you've been getting into the place where it feels like cancer is about to take over you. I know you've been feeling bad about this pandemic. I know. He said, I know, but I see you. But just come down. He tells Zacchaeus, he says, Zacchaeus, come down, bro. Come down, man. Come down. I stopped by to tell somebody tonight. You need to come down. You need to make your mind up. When you come down, God see you in this season. He says this. He tells Zacchaeus to come down. I'm going to chill with you. He says, Zacchaeus, I'm coming to stay at your house. God said, I'm coming to be with you in this season. He said, I'm going to come stay at your house. He said, I'm coming to stay with you. And some people got mad. They was angry. How are you going to stay with this? How are you going to stay with this sinner? Here's the thing, what I want you to understand. It's going to change you, and it will change how people see you. Everything you did wrong. This is what Zacchaeus said. Everything that I did wrong, God, I'm going to give it back. And when I give it back, I'm going to give whatever I did wrong, I'm going to send it back. I'm going to give, if I stole from somebody, I'm going to give it back to them double. If I collected too much, I'm going to give it back. I'm going to send it back. And here's what I want y'all to understand. When you see a better view of who you are and what God is telling you in this season, you will have to change you. You're going to have to change you, or you're going to have to change your view of how God sees you. In order for God to restore you, you're going to have to change. You're going to have to change the view of what you see. In order for God to give you salvation, I need y'all to understand, because this is what the thing, my wife had to remind me, why you haven't been doing altar call, or not so much altar call, or pretty much offering people the salvation of Christ. And I have to tell her, baby, I really hadn't paid attention to it because we're live. And because I'm live, and because I don't have because there's no one here. And she said, well, why you haven't been doing altar call? And I have to understand something. I have to realize that that's my mistake, because I should be offering you salvation. And the moral of the story was this. The fact of the matter is that when you get a better view of who God is, everything around you starts to change. Your level, when you readjust your level of who God is, the salvation in your life begins to change. You now can be restored to a new person. You now can be restored to a better person. You now can be restored to someone, to a better friend, to a better husband. The salvation in your life begins to change. And it's just like the old saints used to say, I was lost, but now I'm found. And I stopped by to let you know, it may seem like you was lost. It may seem like you lost. It may seem like you want to just give up. But I need you to understand something. That at this moment, you will now see the light when you readjust the height of what God is showing you. When you readjust your view of the way you see God, you now see the light. You now can see what God is saying. You now can see what God is trying to take you in this season. So I want to thank you guys again for stopping by. But at the same time, I need y'all to understand something God is saying in this season. That this is the season. Listen to me. This is the season where you're going to have to readjust your height. You're going to have to readjust how you see things in this season. You're going to have to readjust how you view certain things in this season. Oh my God. You're going to have to readjust how you may respond to certain things in this season. You're going to have to readjust how things is operating in this season. This is the season where you're going to have to know that the relationship between you and God has to go to a whole nother level. While you sitting in the pandemic, I need you to understand something. It may mean that you may have to tell yourself that you may have to give up some stuff. But God said in this season, you may just have to readjust some things. You may have to give up some things. You may have to change some things in this season. You may have to readjust the way you operate in this season. Oh my God. He began to say, well, I come down and I'm going to give everything that I stole. And I'm going to give it back. So if that's you, and I want you to understand something, I want to pray with you on tonight, because I feel like God is shifting some stuff. I feel like God is maneuvering some things in our life. And this pandemic is showing us the direction